Hi guys, so I'm back today with a project share. So this is a mini album that I created for a friend of mine, and this is a basically, what was it? It's bigger than 8.5. I think it was 9. Can't get it straight now. It is 9.25 by, I think it was 11, or by 10.5. So 9.25 by 10.5 tall. And the paper collection that I used was the Kaiser Blue Bay, and I used a mixture on the cover of the Wild Orchid Crafts flowers and then some Trico. The green ones and then these blue ones I sprayed with my Mermaid Lagoon Distress spray stain, and then also my cracked pistachio. And so on the front cover I put 3 little frames on here, and this is what the frame originally looked like, and I took it off and put it on some foam adhesive and put some acetate in it so a photo can slip in and out of it. And I don't think this might, so there's, oops, it's this way, so you can slide a photo in and out that way. From this side, might actually show it better if I had a, well, I don't know if I have a scrap small enough. I do. So it'll slide in this way like that, this way like that, and then also this way. So it's enough for about like a not quite a 3 by 3, like a 2.5 by 2.5 photo can be put in each one of those. And my friend who this is going to actually has 3 sons, and so I was thinking maybe her 3 families could do it. So everything is inked in cracked pistachio. So this is just some paper, and I added some flowers to it. This is a Success Scalloped Scallop. I think that's the name of it. The spine is just some patterned paper, and then more patterned paper on the back. Okay, so when I open it up, you can see it's quite fat, and it doesn't actually lay flat. On the inside, I used two sets basically of the Tim Holtz binding rings, and if you're interested in how I did that, I did show you guys in the late night crafting videos and the construction of the page. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the part of this page, and then I'll flip it, and then I'll show you the other part, and then I'll show you the back of both, because these pages, they don't lay flat. There's not enough room. So on this first, I actually also use, it's a Brenda Walton die, and to make the little library pockets, the little envelopes, the little inserts, things like that, I used a Brenda Walton die. And it's actually a Christmas one. I think it's like called Mini Correspondence. I used also a couple of the Martha Stewart butterfly punches, the larger one and also the smaller one. This is a Tim Holtz die right here, and it's on some chipboard, and then I left the back of it, so I left it open so another photo can be slid in there. And then there's a little pull-out tag right here as well for some journaling, or just, you know, a tiny picture. There's space here and a little tag right there. When I open it up, this first page, I know, is, I've got 3 little mini tags, and these are little Tim Holtz tags, and then I've got a little pocket with an insert, matching coordinating paper, and then another little Martha Stewart butterfly die, and then there's another one here. It's a little library pocket, same coordinating pattern paper. This is a little piece from the ephemera collection along with one of the stamps. So I have the piece, I put a stamp on it, popped it up on some foam tape, and put it on the pocket. So I created a pocket here. These are a couple flat recollection. This is the white and the blue are Flat Recollections flowers. These two are Wild Orchid Craft Sweetheart Blooms, and there's a little kind of metal piece that's hidden behind it. The next page is pretty simple, and it's just got a couple of butterflies on it. You can kind of see it right there. But I used one of the little scalloped cards to create a pocket. And so slip a photo or something like that back there. And then this is a little tag, a little ephemera tag, and I added some not seam binding, but just some twine to it, and kind of put it on an angle to give it a little bit more of a just an interesting look. So each of these tags has 2 pockets in it, okay? Oops, I'm pulling that out from the back. One is bigger than the other, okay? So this is the shorter one, and this can hold like 4x6 photos, and then this is the larger one. Now this one I added this is a Cherry Lynn Design Angel Wings die, and I added this to the edge because I had originally cut these too long, and in order to kind of mask that there was no border on this edge, I kind of put them in there. But now you guys all know that that's what happened, so there's no hiding that. Not that I was trying to, because if you watch the late night crafting videos, you will see immediately what I'm talking about. There's several mistakes in this particular mini album that I made. So each of these are the same. I'm not going to pull them all out because all the long tags have pattern paper on it, and then that die, and all the short tags have pattern paper. So let's go ahead and flip this over. Now I'm going to go ahead and show this page right here. So this page is another pocket that I created using the pattern paper. This is just some more metal from my stash, some Wild Orchid Craft some flowers, and then these are just some photo mats using pattern paper on both sides. And then I also added little Martha Stewart butterflies to each of those. That goes in there. Then when this gets flipped up, I used that same doily, the Cherry Lynn Design doily, to create kind of a pocket here. This clock piece is from the ephemera, and then this is a stamp from the stamp collection, and I just cut a little flag end to it, and then I did cut down below it so it goes straight across except for the Y. I thought, you know, I didn't want it to be this wide because I thought it looked strange, but I think it looks really nice with that Y coming down. And then there's a little envelope with an insert, and also this little kind of pocket, and more things can I don't want to pull it. More things can slide down in there, pictures and things like that. And then this I actually cut out of a 110-pound cardstock, so it's going to be really sturdy. This next page I used another little ephemera piece from the collection, added a few more of those Martha Stewart butterflies with the pearls in the center, and then added 2 corner pieces for a larger photo mat right there. On the back side, each of these pockets, like the back side of them, they each have at least 2 like envelopes or pockets or something like that, and then they also have at least 2 of these are Tim Holtz tag dies, and they're just black cardstock on the back. For this page right here, I used a little ephemera piece for the window, like the border picture frame, some more butterflies and some flowers, and then this is also an ephemera piece, and I just lifted that up on foam adhesive. Same thing here. This was just a simple little piece from the cardstock ephemera pieces, and I just inked it, added some flowers and a couple butterflies on it, and popped it up on foam adhesive as well. And I just thought that was, you know, really, it was simple, but I think it turned out really cute. This next page got a couple things going on. So this is another little ephemera piece from the collection. This little piece right here is, but the little banner like is not. I actually created that from the pattern paper. There's a little pocket back here with a little photo mat for journaling or pictures, whatever. And little pull-out library pocket, and again you can slide things behind it. This little tag right here, I just added a button and a brad from my stash. Little metal piece. This is a cameo and some more flowers. So just really just kind of decorated it. This page right here, this is probably one of my most favorite pages, and I said this, and this is almost a replica of my Fairy Rhymes mini album that I did, and I love this. I used a Epiphany Crafts punch, and it is the pennant punch, and then I also used the coordinating epoxy stickers to go over it. The letters themselves are actually from Prima's Tales of You and Me stickers, and then I added some twine there, and then this is just simple cardstock, but I just wanted to show that, you know, a picture can be slid behind it, so can use this as a photo mat if she wants to, or she can just slide the picture directly in there. This page right here, a couple more ephemera pieces. These little brads right here were just Recollections brads from my stash. They're little hearts to keep them on a nice large photo mat. I think this is about 4x4, and then a metal key, another piece from the ephemera collection. And then we turn it over and I'll get there in just one second. This is again another pocket piece, and then there's two little pieces. Oops, let's move this up a little bit. There's two little pieces for envelopes cut, and then there's some larger photo mats on the coordinating cardstock. Some more flowers from my stash. This is another little ephemera piece, and I just glued this piece over it. And I think this is a Making Memories or Lifestyle Crafts, I can't remember, with some more flowers. Okay, oops. Open this up, and this page right here, it has two little tags, little pocket right here with two little tags that are inserted right there. And then this is a flip out, and it's just three, so it's room for 3 different photo mats right here, just tied with seam binding bow, and just tried to keep it super simple and just, you know, lots of room for pictures and things like that. So there's that. This page right here, this is a really fun one. So I took the there are 2 pieces from the ephemera collection. There was this little circle that says, "I love this crazy, tragic, sometimes magic, beautiful life," and I stuck it onto this beautiful aqua doily, and so it looks like one piece, but it's actually 2 pieces. I didn't glue it all the way down and added this little pocket with an insert right there. And then this piece itself, it's magnetized and it flips up. And so you can, the paper's kind of dark, so if, you know, you're going to write on it, you'd have to do it with something a little bit lighter, but you can put some pictures there. And then there's a little tag that pulls out right there. This is, again, a little piece from the ephemera collection, and then I put some of the little tiny butterflies on there. So we'll slide this back in there. And then, make sure I shut this. Flipping it this way, moving it back into frame. On the back of the pocket, I once again used the, there it is, the doily, and another little, this is this little piece from the ephemera collection. I stamped on it again with a stamp from the matching the collection, and I didn't glue it all the way down, so photo can be tucked back there. A couple more tags, another couple of little envelope pieces. Throughout this mini, I went back and forth between white seam binding and black seam binding, depending on the color of the paper, what was a better fit for it. So if it was a darker paper, then I put darker or lighter seam binding. If it was lighter paper, I put darker seam binding. So this is another piece from the ephemera collection, and I backed it on some black cardstock and popped it up. This little metal piece from my stash, it's not like there's a little bit of room behind it, so you could slide a photo in there. There's a couple of flowers right here, and I tried to tuck a little butterfly there, kind of got smooshed in there, but you know, I just tried to keep it simple. These are the last pages. So again, another little pocket page, and I put some larger photo mats, and these don't have paper on the back of it. Don't know why I did that. I just didn't put any paper on the back. This is a little library pocket sideways with a little insert. This was another ephemera piece, and what I did was, it was a tag, but I cut it with my, or I punched it with my scallop border and folded it down and inked it. And so it just, you know, it's a little, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't look like a tag. It looks more like, you know, it matches kind of this border right here. More flowers from my stash. Another one of, it's not a cameo piece, but the metal kind of cameo looking piece. I used, this is Recollections Bling on a Roll, or not Bling on a Roll, it is Trim on a Roll, and it's adhesive backed, and I used that there. Opening it up, this, let's move this down. It's two really large fold outs, so I think these are about 4 by 6, so room for a lot of pictures right there. This one, I kind of mimicked the back side of the page, but I added some butterflies. There's another little little pocket guy with a butterfly on there and a couple little pullouts in there. And then I used bigger tags. These are the larger tags. So lots of space there, and you could put a picture right there if one so desired. Get that stuck down in there. This, let's go ahead and put this over. This page right here, this is a Prima, oh my goodness, what's the word? A Prima frame. And I stamped on some of the pattern paper. Everything is beautiful. Everything beautiful has its moment. And then I put glossy accents over it. I didn't glue it all the way down, so a photo can be put right here behind it. And then there is a pull-out tucked right in there. There's some more butterflies from the collection, and then some flat flowers, some Wild Orchid Crafts Sweetheart Blooms, and then these are Recollections, just, what are they called? I have a package. It's Floral Embellishments, and I don't think they actually have a name, but this is from the blue set, so there's a couple different colors. This is just a horizontal waterfall. This is a piece of ephemera that I just glued down and added a couple butterflies, and then I used the 3x4 journaling cards, and I used that to make my horizontal waterfall, and I just secured it with some seam binding. And there's room for actually 10 photos if one desired to do that. And I used the third little piece right here. There were 3 little pieces in the pack, and there was the butterfly one, there was the dragonfly one, and then there was this one, and they said live, love, laugh. This page right here I created with the Recollections lace on a roll. I created a little photo mat with it, so a photo can actually tuck under each of these little flowers, and kind of, it wouldn't secure it. You'd still have to glue it, or you could glue it on top, but it's supposed to be a photo frame. Created this little pocket with a couple of these little photo mats, or just journaling cards, or whatever a person was so inclined to do. And then we'll close it up and we'll go to the back side of the mini. Okay, so on the back side of this mini, more tags from the collection, you know, more tags, more of the little inserts. On this one right here, I used a stamp and I've popped it up on dimensional adhesive, and I made it so a picture can slide down there and also there. This was a cutout from the paper collection, and I just liked it. Said live every moment, and I kind of rounded the corners and added some pearls there. This right here is a little library pocket with an insert, 3 little sweetheart blooms, and then this is another little ephemera piece, and I punched out of the coordinating pattern paper just a circle that was just a tiny bit bigger, and then put it up on foam dimensionals. So that was this mini album, and it is all done. It is thick. It's about 3 inches thick, and that's it. This has definitely been a labor of love. I've enjoyed the process. It would have happened a lot faster, except I got sick, and I don't think I mentioned that, but I did get sick. This is, and I don't think I mentioned it either, a horizontal mini album, and there's tutorials out there. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.